I'm going to show you the vehicle settings in MotorDesk using this BMW that we've uploaded as a draft but haven't published to any sales channels yet. Once we click into the vehicle, you can see on the left-hand menu we have settings here. The first thing we have is the vehicle status. This is where you can change the status of a vehicle. However, there are a number of restrictions in place to make sure that you follow the correct procedure. For example, here I can choose between draft and deleted. If we want to change this to for sale, if you want to change the vehicle status from draft to for sale, you first need to go to the sales channels and then hit save and publish. You can publish to a sales channel if you want, but this isn't necessary, and this will allow you to go back to settings and have a choice between for sale, draft and deleted. This means you can still sell a vehicle without having to publish it online. Once it's published, you can go back into the settings and you'll see that your options are now for sale or deleted. If you want to mark the vehicle status as sold, you need to go to the bottom, hit sell vehicle, and then create and take payment on the invoice. Once the invoice is issued, press mark as paid. Once the invoice has been marked as paid, you'll see that you have an option between sold and deleted. To bring the vehicle status back to for sale, you need to credit the invoice, cancel the sale, and then republish to a sales channel. And if you want to take it back to a draft, you need to unpublish it. When it's no longer published to any sales channels, you can change it back to draft. Next, you have the featured vehicle option. Any vehicles you select to be a featured vehicle will appear in the new arrivals module of your website ahead of your latest vehicles. So we'll quickly save this. And then we'll go to website pages. We'll then find the new arrivals module on our homepage, just here. And if we edit that, we can choose to include featured vehicles. Now, as soon as we publish this vehicle to the website, you'll see that on our website, this vehicle now takes priority above the latest stock. We've set up this new arrivals module to just have 4 slots for vehicles. So if we had 4 different cars that we marked as featured, all 4 of those would appear across here. Next, we have this price on application option. This will mean that on your website, instead of showing the price of the vehicle, it will say POA. Next, we can choose its category for the car and classic sales channel. And underneath that, you can edit the vehicle page's URL. Your vehicle highlights here are designed to override any choices made in the vehicle information module on your website. So if you leave these all blank, it will just display the default highlights that you've chosen in the website module. Likewise, if you don't want this specific vehicle to be able to be bought online or to have viewings arranged by customers, then you can choose that here. Next, we have the Auto Trader settings. So if you want this vehicle to show as price on application on Auto Trader rather than just on your website, you can press this. You can then choose certain things to exclude from the Auto Trader advert. So if you don't want the interior condition, for example, to be shown in the Auto Trader advert, you can just tick it here and it won't be. Finally, we can change the registration of the vehicle, but just ensure that you carefully check the vehicle data when using this feature. This save button will save all these features up here, and there's a separate update registration to save the changes here.